You know, overall, I would say this new patch is a big win. You know, considering where we started with season 2, it is, we can call this a big win in my opinion. Like it's only nerfs across the board for a lot of characters. Not all of them, but the things they've changed are very healthy for the game. Can you guys see? Yeah, I think you can see this, right? I think you should be able to see these common changes. You know this first point, gradual adjustment of moves with excessive return. This is like literally what we talked about when season 2 dropped. You know, not having counterplay anymore to certain attacks. Too many mid-homing moves or strings having crazy transitions and, you know, still being plus. And so that first change is amazing. Yeah, obviously it's not enough now, but they're gonna continue nerfing these overtuned moves. It's actually one of those is actually Kazuya's, right? I mean, it's not one of the super toxic ones, but this one, right? Like they have changed properties for certain moves no one needed. Like that was homing. Now I can go back to Satsubright again and, you know, suddenly Kazuya again maybe has a weakness. Not like in the last patch where I was like too scared to try and Satsubright the OP against him. I mean, it's still kinda scary. I think it's only Satsubright, wait. Yeah, oh damn, yeah, it tracks a lot. Satsup, it's catching Satsup left. Like a lot, yeah. I know guys, this is only like one move has changed, but we have to start somewhere, so at least it is a nerf for Satsup right. It's tracking Satsup left, so it's not super linear. Yeah, exactly. It's still a very good move. And I'm still, in my opinion, I don't think Kazuya needed that move at all. But, you know, they have changed this. They've also changed... there are like so many moves now that are insane. Yeah, the Lars Stomp. Like we can now punish minus 12. Steve's, I don't know the name, but his back 1+2, 1+2 I think is the input. So many overtuned moves are nerfed now, so we can like actually press in between and try to interrupt or even punish. You know, when it comes to Lars, we can punish now. Who else? Leo as well. I haven't even checked if Xiaoyu can step back 1-4 now.
Get ready for the next battle.
So let me see if Xiaoyu can step this now. Satsubright DOP. Satsubright. No. Not working. Sidestep left. Sidestep left is working. Yes, this has been the case before Season 2. We were able to step this. But they have reverted it, so this is still a win for us. Even though, you know, we've been here before. But yeah, they seem to see the direction now, and they are nerfing moves that are overtuned. You know, it's things like this move, Kazuya's move, Lars is still insane, yes. But we are starting to nerf him. Steve as well. You know, and this is where people were saying there is no counterplay anymore. I'm just standing there and taking the mix. You know, even with tools like Power Crush or Back 1 or you know, Magic 4 and stuff, it's too risky. It was risky against in between the strings and mix-ups. So I was still very scared to press there. So they have toned down some of these moves. Not enough, in my opinion, but they've already announced in the June patch. I think the 3rd of June is going to be the next one. There's going to be more, so I cannot wait. So that already is a nice start. You know, changing this is good. Yeah, high return, not really risky, so they've changed these moves. Yeah, that second one is interesting. Reduction of aerial combo damage. They've announced this. Powerful aerial combos across all characters. They made changes of moves, damage of moves that contribute significantly to particularly aerial combos. That one's interesting because I don't know how many of those aerial combos, aerial moves have changed. Like, I don't know if, you know, for Xiaoyu, we have only this. The back turn down 3-4. I'm not seeing like any changes for Xiaoyu when it comes to this change. I've seen, you know, in the patch notes, especially Asuka. I think it didn't Asuka's change a lot. You know, some were doing 3 in a combo, and they said they're gonna continue, you know, on monitoring these kind of moves. So that's again also a nice start. Like, I'm not sure if I'm seeing combo damage. You know, less combo damage. You know, maybe not for Xiaoyu. Let me see this combo. I mean, even if they, you know, tone it down, it's still looking good damage wise for Xiaoyu, so yeah, we can still like reach crazy highs. But you know, people were talking about combos being too long. I don't know if they're gonna like shorten combos, but at least, you know, changing these strong aerial spins, that's gonna be a start. And maybe, you know, in the next patch, they will continue nerfing these moves for more characters. But you know, generally it is a good change because it is a nerf. It is not a nerf for Xiaoyu, not really in my opinion, because this move, you know what I'm not sure of? As we know, the combos with down 3-4 are very inconsistent, to the point where, like, I'm not even joking, I'm not sure if it's intended to be like that. Like, I don't think I will like use the hashtag, I don't know yet, but you know, it's kind of weird, you know, to give us this, and from here the best option, literally the best option, is Heat Burst, because all the other follow-ups can actually whiff. So making this a strong aerial spin and then not being able to connect with a follow-up move, that's kind of weird, right? So I'm not sure if that's like intended to be like that. You know, maybe they have to make the opponent closer after the aerial spin. Maybe they're gonna change it in the next patch, because that would be a big change for Xiaoyu and her combo damage again. So yeah, I don't know about that. We'll see, maybe in the next patch. But it's a little bit weird to give us this and combos and then not being able to use it consistently. So that's an interesting one. But we are starting somewhere, so that's good. Yeah, and that third point is the best one, in my opinion. Adjustment to Heat Burst performance. Heat Burst activation, it was often difficult for the defending player to evade the move with sidesteps, as we know. You know, them buffing sidesteps, I was very happy, you know, reading that they're gonna buff sidesteps. And then we are not able to sidestep right EOP Heat Burst moves, at least not all of them, or not consistently, which is super annoying. Like, that one's supposed to be super evasive. Sidestep right EOP. Let me check Leo's. Is this gonna work? I mean, the frames on that are not... Yeah, I have to press it before. Yeah. That was a super small step. This change alone, honestly, this should have been in the game in Season 1. This should have been in the game since Season 1. Because it's so important, you know, they've been talking about defense and buffing, you know, sidesteps and defensive options for Season 2, and then we were not able to step Heat Burst. Kind of weird, right? But now, finally, we can do it. So, you know, that alone is an amazing change, in my opinion. You know, now we actually have the chance to use movement more, and you know, having reads. I think we've all been annoyed, you know, stepping, you know, in the right, you know, correctly, and then Brian catching you with the Heat Burst, or Horang. That's hopefully over. I hope it's not gonna. It's gonna, you know, be for all the characters that change. But we'll see. I guess in the next few days, we'll see if it's. Like, if we can step every single character now. I hope so, to be honest. So that's amazing as well. And the fourth one is reduction of chip damage from Heat Smash. You know, they've already reduced the chip damage from these other heat mechanics, and now it's the Heat Smash. It's also interesting, they're saying where is it? Rather than implementing a broad revision to chip damage at this stage, you know, so who knows? Maybe they're gonna, like, at a later time, change chip damage even more. You know, I don't know, maybe delete it for the next season, who knows? But like in general, yeah, we have more you know, of the life bar, more health, and now even less chip damage, which is great for the game. You know, apart from that, Xiaoyu didn't receive any changes. It's only the tracking of her Heat Burst and the chip damage from the Heat Smash as well. But you know, indirectly it is a buff for her because of Satsubret EOP. I know we are all supposed to step Heat Burst more often now, but indirectly, yeah, we can make use of this more often now, which is like a nice, very small buff. But yeah, apart from that, I would say it's a great start to nerf every single character the entire game. So it's a good patch in my opinion. But you know, they have to continue. They have to. In June, I want to see the same thing again, like a list, 5 pages, and then only nerfs. Only nerfs for all the characters, no buffs. You know, characters like Claudio. Where are the Claudio nerfs, for example? Where is Alisa? Like, she still got away with murder. So many characters. Yeah, Lily, for example. Lily. Then there's Lily got damage nerfs. Then there's like Panda and Kuma got frame changes. A lot of characters got damage nerfs. Raven, frame nerfs as well. But I don't know, some characters deserve more nerfs, to be honest. Clive. Where is Clive? Like, very interesting. But I think they've mentioned there wasn't enough time to include every single character. So I really hope, you know, the next couple characters are gonna be in the next patch, especially the super strong ones right now. And that's, yeah, Clive is their king. King, Alisa, Claudio. They're still insane in my opinion. Honestly, Lars is still insane. Victor very strong as well. So I hope they're gonna continue with this. And then, you know, we can slowly come back and enjoy every single round. Because, you know, we'll be actually able to press again and not just hold back and wait for our turn, and then it will never come. So yeah, I'm gonna hope for the best, but this is a decent start. Nerfing the entire game, but they just have to continue. And honestly, with this one, the rain is down 3-4. Maybe it is a bug. I don't know if this is intended, you know, for us to drop in combos. You know, having to go for the dash is kind of weird. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe it's gonna be mentioned in the next patch. We will see. You know, the best part about this is it's only 3 weeks, right? It's gonna be 3 more weeks, and the next patch will already be here. Yeah, so let's hope for the best. I mean, it can only get better from here, I hope.